Marley on the beat.
Dude, I'm looking up teen sexuality. Did you know how like big teen sexuality is in teens these days?
Yeah, I heard it's a very pressing matter in like high schools and stuff. So, what are your thoughts on teenage sexuality? And is it a healthy thing to have during your high school years?
Well, I don't think it's a healthy thing because it could be sort of a distraction. As like if you get pregnant with a woman, and you have to have a baby or get an abortion, which is kind of sad for the baby.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's like that sucks for everyone because that'll ruin your life sometimes. You keep the baby, like having to raise a baby at 15 is like horrible. But like besides that, there's like questions like when should I start dating or when is it okay to kiss? Those are all like very big questions when you're going through your high school years, and it's different for everyone. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I think, well, go back to what we were just talking about before. I think, like, not only is it just that you get to have to raise a baby, you also get to kind of like make fun of like, you're kind of a slut because you have a kid.
Oh yeah, like you'll show up on that TV show for like 16 and pregnant. Like
Yeah,
that's not
it's
okay. That's like you'll
Or-
definitely be like your reputation will be ruined, and it'll definitely ruin your high school years.
Or to get
But like
ruined if you have like an abortion, you know?
one, like another question though is like how far should you go sexually with a partner or so? Like what do you think? Like well, like for example in Romeo and Juliet, they went all the way and like had sex on their wedding night, and like when they're like only in 13, 14 years old.
Well, she was 14 years old. He was probably about 17, 16. But yeah, I see what you're coming from there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like, it's not really my opinion. You gotta stick to the facts and stuff. But if I would say, I mean, they're happily married, and if he can support the child, then he can support the child. You know? Yeah.
But so like in Romeo and Juliet, for example, they get very intimate very fast. Like first day they meet each other, first 5 minutes they basically kiss. Like, do you think that's realistic in a real world relationship? Like, would you kiss a girl in the first 5 minutes you meet her?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't, but this factor here is actually really surprising. Among sexually experienced teens, 70% of females and 56% of males have reported to have their first sexual experience with a study partner. So that's a big majority of the people that are sexually active.
Oh really?
But 16% of the females and 28% of males report first having sex with someone they had just met or was just a friend.
Oh, that's really interesting. So like
So it would happen more than you would think.
so like you said a study partner. So like that's really interesting though. But one thing is like that brings a question like how many teens like do you think have sex actually in high school? Like
I would say, well, it says right here that in 2013, nearly half of all high school students were reported to have sexual intercourse, 46.8% of the high school.
So half of the high school has had sex before. So
According to this information,
so
yes, correct.
half. So one out of two. That means either one, you or me, have had sex before.
Yes.
So we're not going to disclose who, but going on. That's a great point. Like, but in Romeo and Juliet, for example, it's almost centered around teen sexuality. Like, there's almost no real relationship per se. Like, as in, there's no emotional relationship. It's all about when we see each other, when we make out. Because like, you can see when they're talking, they're doing more touching than talking.
Well, they do have emotion, but I think that it's the sexual drive that's driving them into just constantly making out with just so much love and intimacy.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, is there any other topics about teen sexuality that you think need to be discussed?
Actually, yeah. Did you know that it actually increases the STD population of sexually transmitted diseases?
STDs, so yeah, that's in modern day that's a big problem. But back in Romeo and Juliet's time, there weren't any STDs.
Yeah, but today it's a major problem.
Major problem. So,
And actually, back then there was STDs. There was not major ones, not a lot more than we have today, but there was definitely some STDs back then.
oh, interesting. That's that. I think that wraps up our conversation.
Yep.
Thanks for talking with me.
All right, yeah. You're welcome.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours.